Hi there, this is Alex Barker from Pharmacy School HQ, and right now I want to show you how to sign up for PharmCAS, and we're going to go through the entire application process and work with you step by step. Before I wanted to dive into this content, I want to share with you a resource that I have on my website, and it is 175 pharmacy school interview questions. If you just go below to the link that's listed on this YouTube video, you can sign up and I'll send this ebook straight to your email inbox. Before we get into going through the entire walkthrough process, I want to quickly mention 5 things that I think you absolutely must have before you do this process. I'm not saying you need to do these things before you sign up for PharmCAS, but I'm saying that if you do these 5 things, it'll make your application process a whole lot easier. So first off, I recommend that you update your resume. Your resume can take you probably up to maybe an hour, 2 hours to update, and I highly recommend you take a look at that right now or after this video and update your resume to make sure that it is up to date. The second thing that I think you need is transcripts. Now, PharmCAS is going to give you a sheet of paper that you will give to your college of an undergrad that will ask for the transcripts to be sent to PharmCAS. So you need to do this as soon as possible. You need to sign up through PharmCAS and go through that process of adding your college to your application, which we're about to walk through, and get that sheet of paper to your college. The third thing is that you need your PCAT CID, which is like your identification number for your results. You need to have that number readily available so that you can put it into the PharmCAS system. If you're applying to a college that doesn't require the PCAT, you don't need this for this step. References. This is probably the most time-consuming step of the entire process because you have to find a certain amount of references and you have to get them onto the PharmCAS website and you have to tell them that they have to write a letter. So I recommend that you ask your references as soon as possible to consider writing you a letter of recommendation. This can take, sometimes it takes people up to 2 months to write you a letter of recommendation. So find these people now so that they can write you this letter of recommendation. And the fifth and final thing that I recommend you have done before this application process is writing your personal statement. I have a bunch of information on our website, pharmacyschoolhq.org, and I'll put some links in the details below that you can click on and find out more information about how to write it. And if you want me to help you write it as well, I also offer some services that you can sign up for, and I can help you write your personal statement. So let's go ahead and dive into this process called PharmCAS. The first thing that you're going to want to do is bring up pharmcas.com. They have a great information on here. I highly recommend you read some of this information, like preparing to apply. They've got great walkthroughs about the requirements that you have. So I do recommend you check it out, but we're going to go ahead and launch the application. I'm going to create an account. I'm using Google Chrome so I can automatically fill out a lot of my information here. I'm going to use my pharmacy email. They also put a note here to not use Hotmail. So if you have a Hotmail account, I don't know why you're using Hotmail, switch over to Gmail. It's the best emailer out there. Do not use your edu email account because you won't have that account forever. I recommend you get your own personal Gmail account, and please use your name and a variation of the name, maybe a number afterwards, because that's the most professional thing to do. Here's where you put your PharmCAS CID number. If you have it, it's not required though. So let's move on. Username, I'm going to just put in a username here. Password, no peeking. What's your child? And you need a security question. What's your pet's first name? Whoop! Guess you could see that. So my I'm not sure what it's doing there. Oh, I hit the code of ethics. You don't need to read this, honestly. I don't think you'll be in trouble if you don't read this information. Basically, you're agreeing to state that you will not lie on your application, which I hope you would do. Oh, my emails didn't match here. Okay, so let me retype it. Yay! So this is saying here to sign up for your colleges attended first. That's the first thing that they want you to do, because it can take time for the transcripts to get from the college onto PharmCAS. Sometimes it can take 6 to 8 weeks. I don't know why it takes this long. It shouldn't take this long, in my opinion. Excuse me, but it does. I highly recommend you do this as soon as possible. So if you're maybe a freshman right now, you're watching this video, when should you sign up for PharmCAS? Honestly, I recommend you sign up after your first year. So in May or June, whenever you get out during summer break, take a day and tackle this project, because you have a lot of steps before you and it's going to take a lot of time to add in all of the information. You have to actually enter in each class that you have taken and the grade you got. That takes forever. So let's go through this step by step. I know the print is extremely small here. Actually, let me see if I can... I'm going to zoom in here. So I just zoomed in a significant amount, so it may look a little fuzzy, but I did that so that you can actually see what I'm doing here. So let's go to biographic information. So this is asking for your name, your email address. At the first one, you put your current email address. So if you're like at your college and you want to put your college's email address, you'd put it here. But I would also make sure you put in a permanent email address or a permanent mailing address, like your parents' place, so that they can send information to both places. You also put your email and your phone here. I hit cancel. Background information. So this is asking for information about, like, have you ever been academically or professionally punished or had misconduct? Like, have you ever cheated or harassed or anything like that? The point here I would make is be upfront, be honest. If you're dishonest at this point in time, you're not going to make it. And so if you have cheated, say that you did cheat and explain why you cheated, and hopefully explain why you have changed. It's not fair to the academic the academic organization that they're going to accept someone who has cheated in the past. So I would say, you know what, I have cheated and I know it was a mistake, but here's what I did to fix it. They also ask for things like felonies or disqualification, probation, blah, blah, blah. The rule of thumb here, be honest. Personal data, you want to fill this out because you got to fill out your residency status. So where were you born, the country of residency, place of birth, ethnicity, race. This stuff isn't required. Special life circumstances. Say you want to say your what did they say here? Socioeconomic family status. You can fill that out if you want. It's not required. I don't think it's going to help you get into pharmacy school. All right, high school. This won't require too much information. That's nice. So you just entered in your high school, the date that you got your degree, and the state that you got it in. Now, here is where you'll be spending so much of your time, and it is such a pain. I mean, this will take you a long amount of time. So first you have to add institutions and where you've been. So you click there to find a college. It'll bring a pop-up, and you have to choose the state that you have been in, or you can see not listed U.S. institutions, non-U.S. institutions. So you can pretty much put wherever you have been for your collegiate education. So for me, I went to Fair State University. Go Bulldogs. Is this the primary college that I attended? Yes. You can insert maybe a community college. If you went there, you can find your community colleges there. This is extremely important that you have this right for the dates of your attendance, because this will affect the coursework that you enter in just a second. So I'm going to say that I went here in August back in 2006, and I was there until the present date. Let's just say I've been there until today, which it's November, and it is 2014. I just love fairs, and I've been there forever. Okay, now here I saved it, and now I've got to enter in my degree information. Let's say I have a degree, and I expect my degree, because I imagine most of you will expect your degree. And I expect it in May in 2014, which this doesn't make sense to me. Anticipated year. So if it's in the future, they don't give you that. So if you're looking at this in 2014, it's November 2014 right now. So if you expect your degree in 2015 of May, they don't really give you that option. Here's where you would enter your degree. I'm going to say I got my degree in biochemistry. I did not. Secondary degree in accounting, sure. Let's see if this works. Okay, so it did work. Here is an important step. Be sure to print this information. See this transcript request form? You must click this. You must print this out. I recommend saving this document. I recommend printing out 15 copies of it so that you have it in your hands and that you give it to your institution. You must hand this in. I recommend not mailing this, but actually delivering it in person to the person who will be filling this out. And I recommend this because you want to eliminate any step of the process that there could be a mix-up or a mishap. Let's say you're applying right now in November 2014 for the next school year of pharmacy. You are applying pretty late to the process, but you want to eliminate any problems that could happen. Like if you mail this into the place where you went to college, it could get lost in the mail, and you won't get a confirmation letter from your registrar that says, we did not receive your transcript request form. So what do? You don't know. That's why I recommend you go in person to your registrar at your college where you did your undergrad to give them this form. All right, so now we've entered our colleges. We're going to go back to my application. And we're going to go into coursework. Honestly, I recommend you spend a Saturday doing this. This is going to take you forever to do. I'll walk you through just entering in one course. So we're going to enter our name of an institution. As you can see here, I've entered in the college that I entered in previously, academic status. So this is when you're choosing the year that you took the class, not the current year that you are. So if you're a sophomore entering this application, which you probably are, or you're higher, you have to think, okay, what year did I take calculus? Freshman year. So term, this was my winter term. Term type, we have semesters at our college, and I completed that class. And that was back in technically 06. So I saved this course. Okay, now I have a course for this institution. So now I have to click course title. Oh my goodness. Okay, calculus. Course prefix or number. Each class should have some sort of number attached to it. You usually find this information on your online or your college's website within your own kind of your login information. Usually you have to log in and your college will provide that information. I'm not really sure where to find it for each institution, but I know that it is readily available to you within your own profile. So I'm just going to put 010101. Course level, I'm going to say lower division because of freshman, sophomore, because that's when I took the course. Now, what's the course name? I'm going to say that it is math. Now, important note, because this is not a science course, I'm not going to select anything here. My my intuition told me click lecture only, but because it's a math course, it does not have a lab. So I will leave this section blank here because this section is only for science courses like chemistry and biology. All right, grade. So now you have to go into this system, and then you have to either select your letter grade or your numerical grade. You cannot choose both. So I'm going to go here and click I got an A, hit save, and it'll pre-populate all this other stuff. Number of credit hours. So I'm going to say this was a 3-credit class. Class specification. This is like, I don't know. So college and high school. So if you took advanced courses while you were in high school, if you took this online while you were abroad, freshman forgiveness, honors. I would imagine that you wouldn't have to choose this for most of your classes, so I would leave this not applicable. Leave blank if not applicable for test score. So again, I would leave that blank. So save. Oh man, that took forever, huh? Okay. So now we have one course added to our coursework. It's up to you to enter all of the rest. I'm not going to enter in all the other courses. Future enrollment plans. Let's go here. Are you currently enrolled or planning to enroll in any courses in fall 2014? Yes. So this is probably true for you if you're applying, if you're a sophomore or a junior, that you're taking classes right now. Are you currently enrolled or planning to enroll in any courses in spring 2015? Yes. They want to know this because maybe you're completing coursework during the spring semester of 2015, which is the semester that you likely will be interviewing for that year. And thus they won't know what those grades are for those courses. So here in all the additional information, you're going to enter things like your extracurricular activities, your work experience, any licenses or certification. So if you're a pharmacy technician, here's where you'd put that. Honors and scholarships, publications. Here, by the way, as a side note, for all of these things, these should be your focus for building your career. Grades matter for getting into school, and grades matter a little bit for getting your first job and for your residency. But overall, experience trumps grades. Every time. I know some very, very successful pharmacists who did not do all that well in school. In fact, I know of one pharmacist, I won't say his name, but he has received multiple awards for being one of the best pharmacists in the nation. And his GPA in pharmacy school was just above a 2.9. This isn't me trying to say that grades aren't important, but this is me saying that your experience, your life experience, is very, very important. And while the PCAT and your GPA do play a role into you getting into school, let's say you're not doing all the well in those areas, that's where you need to hammer on these specific areas, these extracurricular activities, your work experiences, certifications, honors, scholarships. You need to hustle in these areas, because if you don't and your grades suck, you don't look all that well as a candidate for pharmacy school. Personal essay, this is where you will enter in your personal statement. They call it personal essay, cover letter. It's the same thing, really. You have a max of 4,500 characters. That's about a page and a half in a Word document. Here's what I would do. I would create your essay in your Word document, but I would make sure that it's less than 4,500 characters, because there's something that's wrong with this system. It doesn't count it the same way. I'm not sure why that is. So if you try to make your personal essay up to 4,500 characters, it's not going to fit in this for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, but I would create it and then I would put your essay in here. If you want some help with your essay, check out my website, pharmacyschoolhq.org, and I've got some great articles in there, and you can also work with me, and I can help you write your essay as well. Let's go back. So privacy statement, this is just you agreeing that you agree to their terms and conditions and that everything that you've filled out is correct. References. Oh, so important. Again, I waive my right of access to this reference. Blah, 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 blah. Here's where you insert their name. So doctor and then pharmacist Joe Smith. And then you need your references email. PharmCAS will send out to your references a letter that will really, it'll walk them through the entire process. It should be easy to fill out. I think they also send out email reminders so that they get it done. But again, you want to help your references, your letter of recommendation providers, as much helpful information as possible. So you want to tell them, look, you're going to get emails from them. I need your email address and your phone number. So again, I'm going to fill out their number here. This is not a real person, so I'm just making up stuff. I'm going to hit save. Again, I would say that the more references, the better. I would recommend that you try to get a pharmacist to be at least one of your references. I would recommend a previous boss and someone that has been like a family friend for like the last 10 years. Those would be good references. Now, each school sometimes require different amounts. I would say a good number, honestly, is 4. Even 5 is a good number of recommendations. Oh, and the nice thing is that they will actually let you know when your reference has submitted a letter of recommendation. Program designations. So we're getting near to the end here. Here you click on Update Designations, and here is where you will search for the programs that you want to apply to in this pop-up box. That's oh so nice. They also have here the deadlines for the PharmCAS. So as you can see here, it's November the 10th today, and as you can see here, expired. Some of these have already expired. Many of them in California already. But some of them will be next year in 2015. So here's where you click, 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 click. I want to go here. I want to go here. I want to go here. And they do cost money. And as you can see, some of them do require background checks. So you want to make sure you click on these links and be sure to read through all of these background checks because you don't want to mess that up. Some of them require a drug screening, which I think is a little bit over the top, but make sure you haven't done any drugs in the last, couple of months. Hopefully you're not abusing drugs if you're going to become a pharmacist. Not the best profession. I'm going to click save, and it's going to update. Now, all my programs have been updated. As you can see here, you see some more fees. Ugh. $370 to apply to 5 places. Brutal. Brutal. We are almost done. Now I am going to hypothetically e-submit. As you can see here, you can see the status of a lot of the things that take some time, like official tests, like your PCAT, your transcripts, GPA calculations. And their GPA calculations are not on the same calculation as they are for your school. I've heard many students complain, these guys, they're not calculating the GPA the same way my school does. Who knows? You're not going to be able to change them. You're not going to be able to figure out what their algorithm is. So just let them be. Don't worry about it. References, payments, supplemental material. All right. E-submit. Yay! And now they're saying I haven't completed a bunch of this information. So technically you would click this and you would be able to, bam, get a confirmation email saying your application's been submitted. You've done it. Congratulations. And at that point in time, you would wait to hear from your pharmacy schools on whether or not they would want you to interview at their college. Thank you for sticking with me in this video. I know this has been a long one, but I hope it's been helpful for you. If this has been helpful to you, then I would love it if you would share this video with a friend of yours who is wondering about the application process. I'm trying to build the ultimate resource to helping you, the future PharmD, to getting into pharmacy school and getting a job that you love. FYI, there are jobs out there in pharmacy. Don't be listening, people, to some forums that are out there. Don't listen to people who are boo-hooing the fact that there's no jobs in pharmacy. It's not true. Again, if you need help with your personal essay, your personal statement, check out my website, pharmacyschoolhq.org. I'd love to help you write yours. And again, check out my free ebook here, 175 interview questions that will help you rock your interview. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, sayonara.